Hey guys, so great to have you all here. Now that the film is about to go out in the world, you've been doing a lot of reflection on that week at Boise State. You made so many small and big decisions about how to conduct yourself and how to campaign. I want to ask you, what, looking back, do you feel like you would do differently, and why?
I feel like the biggest thing that I would do differently is the political system is what we make it. I feel like at a net level, like it's very important in our politics to understand that at the end of the day, like we all have to work and live and cooperate within the same system. And if we abandon that or we get too focused on the immediate objectives to the point of disrespecting our fellow humans and fellow Americans, then that becomes toxic and it becomes cyclical.
How about you, Renee?
I spent a lot of time trying to protect Steven in the sense that, we would beat around the bush, or when we were doing like debates and people would have targeted pointed questions, I made a rule that you weren't allowed to ask pointed questions to like specific candidates. Both candidates had to answer. And I think the real strategy should have been embracing.
Stephen, what do you think about that, what Renee had to say, and also kind of just looking back at your whole week, both on a kind of personal and a political level? How do you kind of reflect on your choices?
If I decided to run for governor again, if I got to know what I know now and do it differently, I'd probably be a little bit more forceful and embrace more policy and kind of say, hey, look, I've been able to talk to people here. Here's what we agree upon. Let's get that done, rather than talk about unity and going forward together as a party. But overall, I wouldn't trade that experience I had at the end after the race was over for anything else.
Do you guys have any advice for people who may go through the program next, but also just people younger than you, kind of entering the political sort of atmosphere of today?
Read the newspaper. Like, that sounds really basic and simple, but like social media is not a great way of disseminating information. I feel like social media, whether you're liberal or conservative, allows for a lot of siloing. You can get away with seeing only what you want to see, and confirmation bias is huge. Like, I think the key to a healthy political system is knowing relatively objective version of events that's held to a pretty high standard of objectivity. Our democracy is a lot bigger than just me and what would best serve me. We need to look wide and remember that we're all in this together, and we've inherited it from the past and we owe it to the future.
Renee?
My advice would be, while there is certainly, wrong ways to politically engage, there's no right way. A lot of young organizers are feeling discouraged because, their work doesn't get recognized because they're not, registering people to the vote. I think activism is democracy, direct democracy. I think the only reason why we seem to have a disconnect between politics and activism today is because activism can be so readily ignored and so readily skewed through like biased media campaigns, meaning it's not really something that we have to pay attention to. Therefore, it's like, they have to be intertwined.
That's a really, really good point. Thank you. Stephen?
Throw yourself in it and immerse yourself into it. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say, what people are going to think. It's informing yourself, it's informing others, it's organizing, it's using the tools readily available to you to create the change that you want to see. You can do that, or you can go work on a political campaign, you can go register voters, you can make phone calls, you can vote. Your vote matters, and your future matters. I think you have a responsibility to pay attention and to inform yourself and to be engaged. You don't have a choice of saying that politics isn't for you or that you're not interested in it, because it's definitely interested in you.